Hey guys, today we're going to do the unboxing and overview of the Lenovo Legion Go. This is the latest PC gaming handheld from a major manufacturer. So basically the Steam Deck, which came out last year, kind of started this trend towards more and more powerful gaming PC handhelds. And that's a good thing, I've been wanting to see this for a long time, ever since the GPD Win came out. And we've been seeing gaming UMPCs and stuff. And it really accelerated when the Valve Steam Deck came out. So yeah, now we're starting to see devices like the ROG Ally, Asus ROG Ally, and now the Lenovo Legion Go, and other devices coming up. So yeah, of course I had to get it because I'm a major PC gamer, and I've like over 1,000 PC games, and yeah, I love electronics, especially portable electronics. So I had to get this, take a look. Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting, unique. So it's not just a copy of the other gaming PC handhelds on the market. Like some of that AO Neo stuff, I think is like not that innovative. It's just like, putting like a bigger screen or something like that. But I think the Lenovo Legion Go actually does something interesting. So anyways, I'm gonna take a look at this. This is the box it comes in. And this is the 512 gigabyte version. They have two models. This one is actually the only version available to me in Canada, at least on Best Buy. I haven't been able to see the 1 terabyte version. I would have got the 1 terabyte version, but wasn't an option. And it retails for $700 US, just this version, I mean. For $50 more, you get the 1 terabyte version in the US, which is even better, but I couldn't get that one. So yeah, here we can see the specs of this. So yeah, for this one, we have an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme 3.3 gigahertz. I believe this is the same processor used in the Asus ROG Ally. So the performance should be fairly similar between the two. I'm going to test that later. 16 gigs of RAM. It's pretty normal for a gaming laptop. Storage 512 gigabyte. Again, I would have liked to have the 1 terabyte, but I didn't have that option. Integrated GPU, but it should be a fairly decent integrated GPU, given that this is for gaming and stuff. The screen's really interesting because this is a 8.8 inch WQXGA IPS display. This is the biggest display we've seen in the PC gaming handheld yet. Like the Steam Deck, a 7-inch display, and the Asus ROG Ally is also 7 inches. And this is the highest resolution as well. It's a 2560 by 1440p resolution. That's bigger than the ROG Ally, which is a 1080p screen, and obviously bigger than the Steam Deck, which is 800p. So yeah, this should be the biggest and highest res display we have currently on the market for a PC gaming handheld. Take a look what's inside the box here. Alright, so this is what we get inside the box. You get the outline of the console or the gaming handheld, and it's in a big carrying case right here. Get this Lenovo Services, get the best from your Lenovo Services. Well, cool guy right there using it. Anything else here? Okay, we get stuff that nobody really cares about, which is the safety information. Yep, they hide it inside this compartment because they have to include it, but no one ever reads that stuff. And then here is the charging stuff, right? There we go. Yep. So here's your little, should be USB-C charger. Yep. So this is similar to the charger you get with the Asus ROG Ally as well. It's just a simple wall wart, and with a USB-C. Actually, yeah, this is a USB-C, but it's done in a Lenovo way, right? Because it's kind of like tinted yellow, and it's kind of like Lenovo way. You kind of like always put yellow in their power adapters, so interesting. But yeah, it's your typical wall wart USB-C charger. All right, and yeah, nothing really exciting inside that box, except for this. This is the most exciting one. So let's see here. We got some little diagrams here. Yeah, obviously this is where you charge it, the USB-C. You got a QR code here to download the app, I'm guessing. Oh no, the manual, yeah. You download the, since they don't print out manuals anymore, you gotta like get it from online. So it's a QR code. You get the game console. There's actually multiple ways to use this, which is cool. I guess this is an example of a docking station. We can hook it up to a external monitor. here you can actually, it has a kickstand, I think, and you can use it in this really cool FPS mode because that's detachable controllers, which is something that's really unique about the Lenovo Legion Go. This is what I meant by, this is actually different than the other PC gaming handhelds. It's not just like an also ran, you know, it's not just a copy and stuff. It's actually doing something a little bit different. So here's a carrying case. It's actually very similar to the Valve Steam Deck carrying case. Yeah, it's done in a very similar way, but you know, it's fine. I don't think anyone complained about the Valve Steam Deck carrying case, but it's pretty similar. Similar design. And then, all right, let's take a look. Oh, okay, they got this, is this a microfiber cloth? Happy whale on the front of it. Little happy whale. All right, and here we also get, oh, this is for the, if you want to put it into that FPS mode, you kind of like have to detach the right controller, I believe, and then kind of use it as sort of a joystick. So that's what this little stand is for, is to put it into that joystick FPS mode, which is cool because they even have a slot for it in this case, so you can carry that in the case with you. So yeah, kind of put that joystick there and you put that in the case. All right, so as for the Legion Go handheld itself, let's take a look. So yeah, that's a pretty nice case that they include with it, right? Pretty similar to the Valve Steam Deck. And then this is the console itself, and yeah, this is a really big display, 8.8 inches. Wow, that's like, it's pretty much the size of a sub notebook, like a mini laptop. That's how big this display is. Interestingly, the Lenovo Legion Go, unlike the Asus ROG Ally, has this little mini trackpad thing right here, which is similar to the Steam Deck, I'm guessing. The Steam Deck has two of them, but yeah, the Legion Go has this one right here. So I guess that's to control the mouse in certain games. So it's nice to have this as an option. The ROG Ally does not have that. And then as for the controls, you have analog stick right here, left side, D-pad. It's a serviceable D-pad. You know, D-pad's just pretty much like almost an afterthought on a lot of these consoles because they're mostly just for retro games at this point. The analog stick, snappy. This, I'm guessing, is the start button, the Lenovo Legion button or whatever. And this one is the menu button and window button right here. I have to check what that does later. And here is also a start button, I guess. This could be like, I guess it could be like an options button or something like that, or select button. One of these is start, one of these is select. The face buttons right here, not too different from the ones on the ROG Ally, honestly, or the Steam Deck for that matter. They're all pretty decent. And then the right analog stick right here. Of course, you can push down on them for additional functionality. And then let's see. Let's look at down here on the bottom. You have a USB-C port right here. I wonder if you can use that one for charging as well, or this one mostly just for docking or whatever. And then on the right controller, because it's a special one, yeah, you can switch this from FPS mode to off. So if you switch this into FPS mode, that's where you can put it onto the joystick, I think, and it'll act like a, yeah, almost like a joystick, right? It's an interesting thing I have to check out. There's a little sensor here as well. Yeah, so I have to check out this FPS mode. It can act like sort of a joystick for shooting games, for FPS games. So I have to check that out. And I do love FPS games, so that's one of the major reasons why I bought this. Seems interesting. And these are actually pretty interesting triggers here. There is, yeah, this M1, M2 trigger on the side. Only on the right joystick, because I think this one is meant for FPS mode, I think. But this is also connected to the right button here, shoulder button. So of course you have shoulder buttons up here, left shoulder button, right shoulder button, which are okay. They're not like the best feeling ones, but they're alright. Yeah. So what's interesting about the right one is that the right one's kind of connected to this, yeah, to this other part here, which is called M1 and M2. So yeah, the right shoulder button connects to that, which is used for FPS mode, I believe. So that's interesting. And then you have trigger buttons, left trigger, of course, right trigger. also it's pretty big, so it's easy to hit, and they're fairly responsive, I think. So yeah, pretty good trigger buttons. I don't think they're analog or anything. Then on the back, you have yeah, it's asymmetric, which is interesting. So you have a MB button here, which I'm guessing is again used for that FPS mode. Then you have your Y3, M1, Y1, and Y2. So yeah, it's asymmetric. Interestingly enough, because yeah, you know, on the Steam Deck, right, you have like 2 paddles right here and 2 paddles right here. So here you do have 2 paddles as well, but they're different. Like this one when I'm holding it, I would activate it like with my middle finger and my ring finger here. But then this one, I switch between my I switch between the two with my middle finger. So it's like I access them differently. They're actually in different positions and they're asymmetric. So that's interesting that they did it that way. Probably because the right controller one has that FPS mode, I think is why they did it that way. But anyways, you do have 4 buttons on the back, just like with the Steam Deck, which is also an improvement over the RG Ally, because the RG Ally only has 2 buttons on the back. This one has 4. This and the Valve Deck both have 4. You do have a kickstand here, so that's another interesting improvement over both the Deck and the Ally. So neither the Deck or the Ally have a kickstand. This one does, just like Nintendo Switch does. So that's cool. And then you have some fans on ventilation on the back, and then on the top, this is basically where most of the ports you'll see. Here you got the plus and minus volume button here, volume adjustment. You get your USB-C port. I'm guessing this is the main one for charging, whereas the bottom one is for docking mostly. I think maybe you can charge from the bottom too, but maybe they want you to use the one on the top, just like with the Deck, because the one on the Deck is on top. Micro SD card slot, pretty necessary, right? Especially since this is a 512 gigabyte one. Since this is a 512, I really do need to have that slot there, because games take up so much space these days. And then this is the power button here, just in almost a similar location to the Steam Deck. Another grill vent right here and a headphone jack, 3.5 millimeter, of course. So it looks like they did take a lot of design cues from the Steam Deck. I mean, the power button, volume controls, USB-C port, micro SD, like this is all in a similar place to the Steam Deck. And the overall form factor, I can tell they took a lot of inspiration from the Steam Deck, and of course this trackpad thing as well from the Steam Deck. What it differs from the Steam Deck is obviously the screen is bigger and higher resolution. Higher refresh rate too, I believe. I think it's 120 hertz or something like that. So it's a higher refresh display. Steam Deck is only 60 hertz. And then it has these detachable controllers. Oh, look at this. Okay, there's also this like wheel here on this right, only on the right side. So yeah, this is again, it's a special thing about this this right controller right here, and you can press it too. So it's got like a little wheel stick that you can press as well. So yeah, the detachable controllers, the kickstand, pretty interesting. You can kind of set up like that, like Nintendo Switch basically. So it's kind of like a fusion of a Steam Deck and a Nintendo Switch in terms of the appearance and functionality, which is cool. And it's actually more powerful than both. How do I detach the controllers? Maybe like these little buttons here, I think is how you detach it. So you just press them down. Okay, you press them in, and then you unhook them like that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you just press down on these little buttons on the back here. You can unhook them, and then you can use it like this, right? Just now it looks kind of just like a bigger Nintendo Switch, right? And then yeah, you use your controllers like this. So yeah, you can use it like a Nintendo Switch like this if you want. But I want to see the interesting thing, which is the FPS mode with the joystick. So let's get this one out. So we'll stand here, and I believe you put it. Ooh, it's magnetic. So it's just like, yeah, it just fits in like that. It's like magnetic. You just flip it into FPS mode, like that. Of course, not working right now, but I just want to get a sense of how this works. So like this. You hold it like kind of like it's this way. Man, I'm gonna have to get used to this. Yeah, I think you had to hold it this way, right? But all right, somehow I'm gonna have to get used to this, see how this works. So I'm gonna install some games on here, especially FPS games, and I'm gonna test this out with the controller, because this is really the interesting thing to me about this console. The bigger screen and stuff and the kickstand, that's nice, but I really am interested in this FPS mode on this right controller here, this joystick mode here. How well does it actually do in FPS games? A lot of people say it actually works really well, so I'll have to find out. This seems a little bit awkward for me. Just yeah, just going based on this, it seems like a little bit awkward for me, but I'll have to test it out. So yeah, pretty much it, just from the first impressions, and then you just kind of attach it back on like this. There go. And just for a size comparison, guys, so this is the Nintendo Switch OLED. Of course, I have the bigger Hori split pad compact on here. It will actually look smaller than this with the original Joy-Cons, but yeah, you can see how big the Lenovo Legion Go is. It's pretty huge compared to the Nintendo Switch OLED, but of course everyone wants to see the Asus ROG Ally, so here's the Asus ROG Ally. I don't have the Steam Deck right now because I actually sold it. I'm waiting for the OLED version to come out, so I don't have the Steam Deck for this comparison, but you guys can see exactly. Steam Deck will be roughly the same size as the Legion Go, I think, because I remember the Steam Deck is just it's about a little bit bigger than the ROG Ally, which is pretty much what the Legion Go is. You can tell the Legion Go is clearly bigger than the ROG Ally, but not by like too much, right? They're both pretty thick devices, and they should have the same performance or similar performance because they use the same chips. Yeah, it's just that the ROG Ally is definitely lighter. It's lighter, and it's a little bit smaller and more portable, but not by too much though. Like the Legion Go is definitely a heavy handheld. It's heavy, but it's not like it's still like okay. If you want to game for like an hour or two, it's okay. It's just the ROG Ally is going to be a little bit more comfortable in that aspect because it is noticeably lighter and a little bit smaller. But of course, the Legion Go has a lot of other tricks up its sleeve, right? It doesn't have the variable refresh rate thing that the ROG Ally has. It does have more buttons overall, more buttons on the back. ROG Ally does not have that. See, our ROG Ally actually only has these 2 buttons on the back, which are actually kind of in an annoying location, I find. It's very easy to accidentally hit those buttons when I'm just holding it, so I actually really don't like the location of these back buttons here. I said that in my review of this. And yeah, it doesn't have this trackpad thing. Obviously it doesn't have the detachable controllers or the joystick mode thing either. So overall, the Legion Go does have more features compared to the ROG Ally. Obviously bigger display as well, right? So yeah, you can tell it's noticeably, it's just the biggest handheld on here, right? Compared to either the OLED Switch or the ROG Ally, the Legion Go is obviously the behemoth here. Yeah, and if you guys really want to see a big size difference, here is my GPD Win 4. You can see how tiny this is compared to the Legion Go. It just gets dwarfed by it. The Win 4 is really an impressive console though. It actually does manage to keep up with the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally in some games, and it has a built-in keyboard as well, which is really cool. But yeah, like, and just how small it is, the amount of performance for how small this thing is impressive. But yeah, I can see just how much bigger the Legion Go is compared to the GPD Win 4. I mean, wow. So anyways, I'm going to test out the performance of the Lenovo Legion Go, and then we'll compare it to the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, which is, I think, the main competitors to the Legion Go here. Alright, so now I'm going to test the 2 games that I ran on both the Steam Deck and the Asus ROG Ally for a good comparison. So first up, we're going to test Stray. So this is a game that I have tested before on both devices, and I have Fraps running in the corner so you can see how well it does. By the way, even though this display is bigger in a high resolution, Lenovo claims the battery life goes up to 8 hours, which is exactly the same as the Asus ROG Ally's claims. So yeah, 2 to 8 hours, I guess, is what you would expect from both devices, the Asus ROG Ally and the Legion Go, even though this has a bigger display and higher resolution. So maybe they have some battery saving technique in here. I'm not sure how they could be exactly the same battery life, but anyways. Oh, I have this on high settings, right? Just want to check that. Oh, wonder what's the start button by default. Uh-oh, what's it doing? Oh. Okay, so we're gonna go into the settings here. I guess this is the start button, not this. I'm gonna set it to 800. The reason I'm doing that is because the Steam Deck is 800p, so it's only going to be a fair comparison, right? If we have all the same resolutions on all three handhelds and everything set to high. So yeah. Ooh, what happened here? It's at 1200 to 800, and it really messed up. What happened there? What? Okay, I went borderless. I don't know what happened there. Okay. And by the way, I have the speakers turned up to full. So this speakers at 100%. It's not that impressive so far. I was expecting better from the speakers. So far, it's not that impressive. Okay. Let's go here. Okay, so right now it is at 800p, right? Why is the graphics... Oh no, it's still at 1200. Why is that? Why is that exclusive? Okay, it went back to 1200. Okay, if I want full screen here, it has to be in this exclusive full screen mode. I don't know what that means. Okay, and it doesn't work on this device apparently. Okay. I guess 800p doesn't. This device does not like 800p for some reason. Okay, I don't know why I can't play this in 800p, but apparently this game and this device doesn't like 800p. So, anyways, Stray runs at about, it's almost 30 FPS. It's like high 20s, but this is on 1200p. Okay, now it's at 30 something. So roughly, you can say around. Yeah, 30 FPS. Around 30 FPS at 1200p. So I'm guessing it's going to be like 35 or something, around 800p, maybe a little bit higher, which is not that impressive. Honestly, yeah, the Asus ROG Ally kind of disappointed me with the performance, and this device is also kind of disappointing with the performance. Like, it's barely pushing, not even 30 FPS, but it's like barely pushing 30 maybe, and it's on 1200p right now. And if I dial it down to 800, although I can't do that with this game for some reason, but if I could dial it down to 800, I'm guessing it'll be like mid to high 30s. And that's still not that impressive, right? The Steam Deck can already do like 35 on this game. So this is not that much more powerful than the Steam Deck. And the same thing with the ROG Ally, is like, it wasn't that much more powerful than the Steam Deck. So I was kind of disappointed by the ROG Ally. Actually, I was even more disappointed by the Neo Air Pro, but that's a different story. Yeah, the ROG Ally disappointed me because it wasn't that much more powerful than the Steam Deck. Like, maybe by a few extra frames per second, but not by much. And then this is the same thing. It's not that much more powerful than the Steam Deck, maybe by a few extra frames per second. It's the exact same processor as the ROG Ally, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Windows gaming handheld I've tried, but performance is pretty similar to my deck, and honestly maybe a little bit below my Win 4, which is kind of disappointing. Yeah, so I'm getting about 40 FPS. This is pretty much in line with the deck and the Win 4, I guess, when it came to Stray. So, yeah, guys. I mean, it still looks really good. It plays nicely. I was just expecting better performance from this. Yeah. So yeah, on the Steam Deck, also getting about 40 FPS. And on the Win 4, also getting about the same. And this is all on the same settings. So, yeah, the Ally is pretty much in line with that. But yeah, it's the same. I mean, the performance is good. It's decent. It's just not as mind-blowing as you would expect from a newer console. So yeah, that's Stray. Next we can check out God of War. As you can see, I have some games installed on here already. I actually put mostly FPS games and strategy games on here because of the controller being able to be used as a mouse. I thought would be good for that. But yeah, we're gonna try God of War. It's kind of like mandatory because this is the one game I've actually tested on every single gaming handheld that I've reviewed so far. So, you know, just out of necessity for comparison, we have to do God of War. So yeah, this is the original 2018 God of War. I don't know when Ragnarok's going to come out for PC, but yeah, anyways, 2018 God of War. Fairly demanding game, I would say. And again, the speakers are actually lackluster too. I'm kind of disappointed by the speakers. I think the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally had better speakers than this. These speakers are like, dude, you have a console of this size. It's like bigger than the Steam Deck and the Asus ROG Ally, but you can't put better speakers in here. Come on, Lenovo. Like, yeah, the speakers are right here, right? It's kind of up-firing, but it's not like that impressive. Honestly, like maybe even the GPD Win 4 or the EA Neo Air Pro, their speakers might be comparable with this, and those are much smaller devices. And then the Steam Deck and ROG Ally, I think, have better speakers than this. So the speakers are really kind of a disappointment on the Lenovo Legion Go, I have to say, because I was expecting better. It's not as good as the speakers on the Steam Deck, especially the upcoming OLED Steam Deck. It's definitely not going to be able to compete with that. And the Asus ROG Ally have better speakers too. Alright, so right now in the combat sequence in God of War, we have what, 20 frames a second? But this is on high settings, I'm guessing, so let's dial it down. Dial down the settings, let's see. Where's the settings here? Oh, options, here we go. Graphics, everything on high, display, here we go. Borderless, yeah. Let's do, okay, I guess we cannot do full screen then, if we do that. Yeah, we cannot do full screen. This is probably why Stray had an issue, is that it doesn't let you do full screen if you do a lower res. Okay, so getting about, still not even 30 FPS, come on. It's still below 30 FPS, still like the high 20s here. Man, that's disappointing. That is really disappointing. Not even 30 FPS, and I'm at low resolution now, I'm at 800. What the heck? I mean, we're in the middle of combat, but still. That's disappointing. So it might push 30 like it is right now. Yeah, and I'm not being serious about playing this game, by the way. That's why I'm not doing good well right now. Not being serious about it. I'm just trying to test the performance, and it's disappointing, man. Okay, now it went up to 35, but come on, I'm at 800p. Not even full screen here. Give me better performance than that. Yeah, that's disappointing. Okay, so getting about 30, it says 32. Okay, 36. 34, okay. So roughly about 35. I would say 35 FPS, which is really the same as the deck, I would say. In deck, it gets pretty similar performance, and you get about, yeah, about 35 FPS on 720p on high settings, I believe. And then on the GPD Win 4, you can see it gets better performance than on the deck or Ally. So you get about 40 FPS on the same settings, 720p on high. Okay, so it was like not even hitting 30 FPS in combat in God of War. And this is at 800p. Wow. And of course when I go full screen in go full screen here, graphics, oh no, it's high graphics. But that's fine because I tested high graphics with all these different handhelds. Yeah, sure, borderless. Yeah, 20 FPS. 20 FPS on the full HD resolution here. Why? This is like, was the Asus ROG Ally this bad? I don't think the Asus ROG Ally was even this bad. That's disappointing. Anyways, that's disappointing performance. 20 FPS on full HD in God of War. Oh my god. Disappointing. Yeah, this can die again. Okay. Yeah, that's a disappointing performance. It's like low 20s on full HD resolution, and then high 20s, like high 20s, low 30s on 800p resolution, which is disappointing, I guess. I was expecting something a little bit better than that. Honestly, the GPD Win 4 has actually all these. Actually, it's much more impressive than any of these consoles, the bigger ones, which is kind of sad. Yeah, the one that impressed me the most out of all these PC gaming handhelds was actually the GPD Win 4, because that's a really small console, and that one, it manages to compete with the Asus ROG Ally and the Legion Go despite being that much smaller. So these ones are big, right? Like the Legion Go is the biggest one, and the performance is middling, so that's disappointing. Anyways, that's a bit of the performance of Legion Go for Stray and God of War, comparing it to the Steam Deck and Asus ROG Ally, and yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, just like the ROG Ally was kind of disappointing for me in terms of the performance, this is also kind of disappointing. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because the ROG Ally disappointed me. I don't know, I thought that the Lenovo Legion Go would at least, because it's a newer console, I thought, you know, maybe they optimized it better than the ROG Ally when it came out, but no. It doesn't seem to be optimized so far. All right, now let's play like an FPS game with this FPS mode and see how that works out. Also, there's one other thing I forgot to mention is the Asus ROG Ally has a fingerprint sensor, so you can quickly log in with your fingerprint. But you know, that's a minor, you know, advantage for the Asus ROG Ally. It's a convenient feature. Obviously, I would have liked other gaming handhelds to have. Actually, the GPD Win 4 has a fingerprint sensor as well, but yeah, I would have liked the Steam Deck and the Legion Go to have something like that too, but it's not like a deal breaker kind of thing, right? It's nice that the ROG Ally has that. But yeah, that's another minor advantage the ROG Ally I would say has, is that fingerprint sensor. Biometric login. I would have liked something like this to have something like that as well. Alright, so now I detached the controllers, and I have this one hooked up to that little docking thing. I'm going to try out the FPS mode. First of all, I just want to say that this little trackpad here, it works as you would expect, right, in Windows and in games. It's just basically like an alternative for the mouse. So it's nice to be able to have this, right? The ROG Ally does not have something like this, so you basically just have to use your fingers in the touchscreen if you wanted to do something really pinpoint, but yeah, it's nice to be able to have an alternative. So yeah, I don't know what's up with this game because right now it's windowed borderless. If I do windowed or full screen, I'm not allowed to change this resolution. 1600 by 2560. I mean, that's the native resolution here. But if I go to native resolution, it kind of looks like messed up. So I don't know what's going on here. Windowed, if I try windowed, that's actually better than windowed borderless, right? See, if I do windowed borderless, yeah, it just goes to the corner. So I don't think that's working. I'm just going to do windowed because that actually puts it in the middle, and I'm not allowed to change the resolution for some reason. I'm not sure why. See, it's 1600 by 2560. I don't know how to change it. So, and this is definitely not 1600 by 2560. So I don't know what's going on there. I think the higher resolution of the Legion Go messes up some of these games. Anyways, let's do let's see, new game, I guess. Yeah. So, check it out, Shadow Warrior 3. I think there's a bit of an intro in the beginning. Let's see. Skip that. Okay, So right now I'm not in FPS mode, so I'm just going to toggle this to FPS mode here. Okay, reconnected. Okay, so now, ooh, look at this. Okay, so now I'm moving around like this. I'm using my mouse, and he moves around as if I'm controlling mouse. Okay, interesting. First time using this mode, so, and I'm using this controller, this other controller to move forward. And what's my fire? Is it still... trying to figure out how to use this exactly. What's my fire button? I mean, my attack button. Has it been changed? How come I can't attack anymore? Need to use this little scroll wheel. Nope, that doesn't do anything. How do I attack? Grr. It's not intuitive as I expected. Okay, I'm not sure how to attack. Still trying to get the hang of this FPS mode here. If I flip it back... okay, if I flip it back, then... and this is attack. Okay. So what is attack in the FPS mode? That's no longer attack. Yeah, I'm not sure what buttons attack anymore. I mean, I guess this is to move, which is fine. Oh no. Just died. Okay. At least this game runs pretty well on the Legion Go, but that's partly because I have it windowed and it's not at full resolution. That's weird. I don't know. Where's my attack button here? I'm pressing every single control here. Do you have to like set it per game or something? Pressing every single button here on this controller, nothing's working. Uh-oh. Come on. Okay, maybe it doesn't work well for Shadow Warrior, I'm not sure. I'll try another game then. Maybe it's just not working well for Shadow Warrior. Alright, so now this is Serious Sam 4. And it seems to work better in the FPS mode compared to Shadow Warrior 3. I mean, I can actually get it to fire. I can actually fire my gun or attack, so that's good. But it's just like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to like use this. Am I supposed to like put my finger here? Like, the fire button is actually RB here, or actually it's M1, right? Oh, okay, you're supposed to maybe hold it this way. Okay, I was holding it the wrong way. Okay, it's not holding it this way, guys. It's holding it this way. Okay, that's actually more intuitive. Okay, now I kind of understand it better. So I was holding it the wrong way before. It's not this way, it's this way. If you're right-handed like me, you actually hold it like with the analog stick pointing outward, I guess. So this is actually the way to hold it. And this M1 here is the fire trigger. Yeah, and the M2 is aim. Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, so I think I got it now. And then of course I use my left stick to still move. So yeah, okay, I now understand. Oh, this is actually, oh, okay, cool. Now this actually does play better, I think, for FPS games and stuff. Yeah, okay. So, and then we have a turn. That's why these buttons are on this side, I see. That's why you have two buttons here, like, kind of beside each other on this side, so it's easier to hit in this mode. So you can actually assign these buttons to whatever. I don't have them assigned right now, but you can have them assigned to like reload or something like that. So you can easily reload your weapon and crouch or something. I kind of understand it now. Okay. Alright, let's do some killing.
Hey, Hellfire. What's it like being on the ground again?
Kind of boring.
Oh. Serious Sam's all about killing, so literally... Oh no, well, I need to map one of these buttons to a melee, I think. I need a melee as well. I need a melee. Oh. So regardless, it wasn't working Shadow Warrior 3 because there was no button that would attack. But at least in Serious Sam 4, since the attack button's working, then yeah, then it actually works. Cool. So this joystick mode,
Hey, Hellfire.
not bad.
What's it like
You just have to
being on
get
the
used to it a
ground
bit,
again?
but once you get used to it, I think it is more precise aiming because it's like almost trying to be like a mouse, right? I mean, it is like a joystick. So guys, remember joysticks used to be a thing back in the old days of 90s PC gaming? Everyone used to use, well, a lot of people used to use joysticks as well, in addition to just a keyboard and mouse back then. I think joysticks are not really popular these days as it was back in the 90s, but yeah. I remember back in the 90s people used joysticks, but not for shooters. It was for like, well, it was for shooters, just not first-person shooters. It was for top-down shooters. That's what joysticks were used for back then. So, yeah, I need to map these buttons later, but one of them could be jump or melee or something, or reload. But yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so that's how the FPS mode works. Yeah, you move it like this, like just moving it around the pad works. I think that's why there's like a sensor down there. Move around the pad works, and then yeah, you map these buttons to whatever. All right. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's Serious Sam 4, and that does work with the FPS mode. Yeah, as you can see, this is how you use it. I was using it kind of the wrong direction before, but this is how you use it, and then map these buttons to whatever you want, and then this is shoot, and then aim by default, I guess, and then you can remap it to whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I think it is better aiming in this mode, I think. Oh shit. Man, you stand around too long, there's gonna be guys coming. It's never a moment of peace in Serious Sam. Alright, cool. So yeah, that's it working on Serious Sam. So it didn't really work well for Shadow Warrior. I couldn't get it to attack on pressing any of the buttons. Didn't work for attacking, but this game it seems to work fine. Maybe that's just a matter of mapping though. I could probably remap it in Shadow Warrior 3. Maybe that might be it. But yeah, it works in Serious Sam 4. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I have one more game I'd like to show you guys, and that's Total War Shogun 2. The reason is because I just wanted to see if this FPS mode would also work well with strategy games. And yeah, I'm gonna test it out here. So yeah, this Total War Shogun 2, and as you can see, I can control the mouse here using the FPS mode, and it actually works pretty decently, I think. So these are my armies here. Now I didn't even like map any controls or anything like that, but I can select my armies like that, and let's see if I can get them to attack. Yeah, if I can get them to, ooh, there we go, I can get them to attack. So yeah, I think this could be pretty good for playing strategy games too, or even isometric RPGs. That's the type of games I'm loading on this device, like FPS games, isometric RPGs, and strategy games. Because with this new FPS mode, I think it'll be easier to control them compared to using the traditional controller mode. So yeah, I think this works. Yeah, you can select different armies and stuff. So yeah, I can click on specific units like this. So traditionally, strategy games have been very difficult to play using controllers, right? So it's like traditionally a mouse and keyboard type of thing. But now with this FPS mode, I can actually control these, right? Almost just like using a mouse and keyboard. Almost. Not really, but much better than a traditional controller mode, I think. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Get my armies, they do this, and get them to attack. Let's see what we got over here. Oh, this is their fortress, right? Attack them. There. Actually, I think there's some guys right here. Take those guys out too. Works well for Total War, actually, better than I expected. This kickstand is really helpful when you're in this mode. Specialist units, okay. Shrine, Archery Depot. Create some units here. Tower. Oh, they're still coming. Takes time. Attack, attack, attack. I'm gonna zoom in. I think that's what this scroll wheel could do. Ooh, like yeah, it works. This little scroll wheel here is nice for zooming in. So yeah, it actually works really well for strategy games, huh? I can zoom into combat right here by using this scroll wheel here. Yeah. Get down and dirty. See these guys get killed.
One of your units is near a key building, which will be useful if captured. Cavalry will need to dismount
here they are.
before trying to take the building.
There they are. Attack, attack. Let's see them do battle. Oh, oh, oh. Oh man, Total War is like known for the scale of their battles, right? So I'm sure maybe you can even play StarCraft and stuff using this too. But yeah, or Civilization, right? Those types of games.
A tower will automatically fire arrows at the enemy.
And controlling specific groups. Yep, select specific groups. We got this faction right here, this faction right here. Ooh. Route them, route them. Alright.
You do not have to breach the castle walls. Order your Kisho ninja and other infantry to climb the walls and take control of the gatehouses.
Okay, so I can go in the mini-map here. Zoom out a bit, go in the mini-map, control, and then get them to attack here. Yep, that works. They're coming. Alright. Yeah, so I just want to give a brief demonstration of this working in a strategy game like Total War, and it does work better than I expected, actually. It actually works better than some FPS games do. So, yeah, if you guys ever wanted to use the Lenovo Legion Go's FPS mode for the controller, it works well for FPS games, obviously, but also for strategy games. So turn-based strategy games or real-time strategy games or isometric RPGs. It actually works for these types of games that normally would not work well with controllers. But the special thing about the FPS mode is that it's able to duplicate a mouse, right? So that means these kind of games are actually much more playable now using this mode. So really cool. Yeah. So, oh my god, they're getting killed. Oh no, the arrows are killing them. No, retreat. Retreat. Yeah, so yeah, I think the Lenovo Legion Go overall is I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, on one hand, I'm kind of disappointed with the performance, and I mean the performance is, yeah, it's not that much better than the Steam Deck, about the same as the ROG Ally as you would expect. But that performance is not as much as I expected to begin with, so I was kind of disappointed with the ROG Ally too in that respect. Speakers are not as good as the ROG Ally or the Steam Deck, so that's disappointing. Some games don't run well because of the higher resolution of the display, so some older games don't run well. And yeah, so that's the things I kind of disappointed about. But on the other hand, this FPS mode is actually really cool and allows you to play games, and the detachable controllers, right, and the kickstand. This allows you to play the games in another way, and it makes some games like this, you know, this kind of game actually playable on a handheld device. So yeah, that's the other side of it. So anyways, I have some mixed feelings about this device, but overall I think it's an interesting device, and definitely a lot more interesting than the RG Ally, because the RG Ally didn't really do anything special. I mean, it had that VRR, like variable refresh rate thing, but that's pretty much it. In terms of actually changing the gameplay, yeah, the Lenovo Legion Go has something interesting here with the detachable controllers, with the kickstand and the FPS mode. I think is a really interesting part of this device. So that's it, guys. If you're looking to pick up a really versatile Windows gaming handheld, and of course the biggest display on the market right now, then check it out, Lenovo Legion Go. I'm also going to wait for the Steam Deck OLED as well, and I'm going to get that one so I can do another comparison between that one and then the other handhelds. But yeah, I think right now Lenovo Legion Go and Steam Deck OLED are probably the top dogs on the market right now, unless you guys really want the really portable small gaming handheld, in which case I suggest the GPD Win 4. I highly recommend that one as well. So that's it, guys. That's my recommendation. Steam Deck OLED, if you just want, you know, nice portable gaming handheld that can play a lot of games and, you know, has a good price. And then the Legion Go, if you're looking for something a little bit different, experience, kind of versatile. And the GPD Win 4 if you're looking for something just really portable. And also that has a built-in keyboard as well, which is cool. So those are my recommendations, those three devices. The ROG Ally, I think, has... I can't really recommend it right now because it's been pretty much overtaken by the Steam Deck OLED or the Legion Go in terms of features. There's nothing really special about the ROG Ally other than that variable refresh rate thing, unless you really want that. But I find that the Steam Deck OLED and Legion Go and then GPD Win 4 are more interesting propositions. So that's it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and as always, thanks for watching. And oh yeah, the AN Neo Kuin or whatever, those are just also RANs, I think, and the 1X player too. Like, those are just other devices, but they don't really have anything special to me as well. I mean, they're just other devices, so they don't do anything really unique or special compared to the three I mentioned. Okay, so I also thought a bit about how well it would work with other genres like point-and-click adventure games. So, for example, here is Broken Sword 5, and I have it in FPS mode again, and I can move my cursor around like this, and yeah, it works well for point-and-click adventures too.
Parts of the wall had fallen down.
So yeah, just wanted to try it out with some other genres, and yeah, it works well with point-and-click. Basically anything requiring a point-and-click mouse gesture, like any game that requires that, would work well with this FPS mode on the Legion Go, right? It's like strategy games, point-and-click adventures, isometric RPGs, all that stuff that usually would not work well with normal gaming handhelds, seems to work better on the Legion Go because of that. Yeah, let's see, we can talk to him.
Josh, any ideas?
We need a top preference.
Huh. Okay, let's see what we can do here. We can look that. Got that.
Parts of the mountains made of
Now, another point-and-click adventure games, you might have to cycle through different actions, and that's where you can map some, hopefully be able to map some buttons and stuff easier, but for a simple point-and-click adventure like this one, that you don't have too many multiple actions to do, then it works perfectly fine. So yeah, just wanted to test it out with some other genres. Yeah, this one, point-and-click adventure games, work pretty well with this. So yeah, it's Broken Sword 5. Alright, so now let's try with some isometric RPGs. So this is Disco Elysium, and I'm using an FPS mode again. Let's see how well it works, and again, it works pretty well actually. Right, just moving my character around. See what actions we can do here. Talk.
Real mature, man. What exact? Damn, your feet full. We got to. That doesn't seem fair. You demonstrated some serious skills there. By the way, Sambo or Samurai boxing. You know what? The stupid drinks you've had are on the house. You know why? Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights. Not entirely cool. You still owe me 100 real. Now, what the hell did you want? I assume you wanted something. What thing? What are you, a cook now? That's not... No, you don't. If you had a warrant, besides the... You do realize... What are you, a... No, if you had a warrant... Besides... You do realize... What? By the way, you should come back. Absolutely out of the court. You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question.
Alright, so yeah, it works well with isometric RPGs like this. Basically anything, like I said, that has point and click mouse movement will work well. Go outside, or let's see. We're closed for the winter. Let's go here. Again, I'm not sure how well the mapping would work in all these different games, but at least for this particular game, for Disco Elysium, works pretty well. So yeah, you can just use your the FPS mode and just move around your mouse, and yeah, he'll just basically, yeah, anything point and click mouse interaction would work well with this FPS mode. So it works well with isometric RPGs like this too. So pretty cool. Anyways, that's a bit of Disco Elysium here. Works well too. So here's an example of another type of game that can work well with the Lenovo Legion Go's mouse mode, I guess, or joystick mode. And that's action RPGs like this, like isometric action RPGs. So this particular one's Titan Quest, but you know, Diablo would also work, Torchlight would also work, Path to Exile would also work. Yeah, any number of other action RPGs will probably work well with this as well. Maybe Baldur's Gate will work too. I haven't tried that one too, but that'll probably work too. But yeah, this one also works well. Just you know, can move my mouse around, just click on enemies, fight them. This is actually perfect for games like Diablo and Path to Exile. Right, this one, Titan Quest, pretty much a Diablo clone. So you guys can see it works pretty well. Yeah. Just point and click. Any game with a point and click element will actually work well with the Legion Go's joystick mode or FPS mode. So you can use a skill here, right? There. Yeah, obviously having a keyboard is still better, right, for those quick access skills, but I think the basic gameplay of point and clicking, killing stuff, is all intact here and works well with the FPS mode. So yeah, it's an example of another type of game genre that will work well here, action RPGs. So yeah, try out Diablo on here or Path to Exile. I think it should work pretty well. So that's it, guys. That's a Lenovo Legion Go, and I have to say overall, there is, you know, pros and cons to this device. Obviously, the things I like about it is, of course, it's got a bigger display, it's got higher resolution, higher refresh rate. The thing I really like about it though is these controllers here, especially the FPS mode, which is really, really cool. You can kind of use this as a joystick now, and just basically for anything point and click type of interaction, like with a mouse, that previously would be hard to play, I would say, or hard to configure on a regular gaming handheld, is much, much easier with these detachable controllers and this FPS mode. So yeah, props to Lenovo for thinking outside the box with that one. That's really something interesting. So yeah, when I look for a gaming handheld, it's not just like any gaming handheld I'm interested in, right? So Aya Neo, 1GX, 1X Player, there's, you know, a whole bunch of other gaming companies or companies that make gaming handhelds, but they aren't that special to me. Whereas this one is kind of special, right? Even the Asus ROG Ally, really not that special, right? It doesn't really do anything really unique besides that variable refresh rate thing. But the Lenovo Legion Go actually adds something new, which is this unique detachable controller, kickstand, and the ability to use this as a joystick. That's pretty cool. So that's the unique thing that Lenovo Legion Go added, and that's the major thing I like about this one. Of course, the cons are, the performance, just like the Asus ROG Ally, is a little bit disappointing. I was expecting something a little bit, you know, more superior, but the performance is just okay. I mean, it's better than the Steam Deck by a little bit, but not by much. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing because I was expecting better performance, but then same with the ROG Ally, I was expecting better performance. But with the Legion Go, it came out later, so I was expecting them to be optimized a little bit better than the ROG Ally, but it's not. So yeah, the performance isn't that much better than the Steam Deck. So that's the one thing I was disappointed by. The other thing is the speakers. I wish the speakers could be a bit better or louder. Right now, the speakers are not as good as the speakers in the Deck or the Ally. In fact, yeah, it might be equal to the speakers in the much smaller GPD Win 4. So right now, I would recommend to people, if you're looking for a Windows gaming handheld or PC gaming handheld, the Steam Deck OLED is coming out soon, and that one would be pretty good. Looks pretty good, so that one's obviously an option. The Legion Go, I think, is a lot more interesting than the ROG Ally. So people compare the ROG Ally to Legion Go. The ROG Ally is smaller and lighter, but besides being smaller and lighter and having that variable refresh rate, I don't know how much that matters to people, but the Legion Go has these detachable controllers and a bigger display and a kickstand and yeah, just this other way of controlling games, which I think is really unique. So I would prefer it over the ROG Ally. I think it's more unique. And the other option I would recommend to people is if you want something really portable, really unique, then the GPD Win 4 is still also a good option, because the GPD Win 4 was surprisingly very performant for the size. I mean, it was as performant as the Steam Deck, despite being much smaller and portable. So I think the Win 4 is also a really good option too. A little bit more expensive, but I think it's a really cool device. It's the most portable out of all these, and it has a built-in keyboard as well. So that would be the three I would recommend to people. Steam Deck OLED, if you're just looking for, you know, nice overall gaming handheld. Legion Go for those of you who are looking for something a little bit more interesting, unique, and then GPD Win 4 for people who are looking for the most portable PC gaming handheld that's still very performant. So those are my three recommendations to people. Other devices, ROG Ally, Neo, One X Player, I just don't think that they're special enough, honestly. So yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think of my recommendations, and yeah, anyways, I love reviewing these gaming handhelds. I'm glad more and more competitors are coming out, so we'll see what's next. I'll have the Steam Deck OLED next, or the GPD Win Mini next for you guys to look at next time.